I've just had my bloods taken and it was more enjoyable than this ending. The Last of Us. It really is The Last of Us because not many people are watching now. Thank you, HBO. So The Last of Us Season 2 finale. I'm just going to go through everything that happens and then, give my thoughts and roasts on it. So starting off, we see Jesse pulling the arrow through Dina's leg. And to try help with the pain, he pours, obviously, the alcohol over it and then offers her a drink to try get through it, but she denies it, which kind of makes him a little bit suspicious. And then after this, that one shirtless scene between Dina and Ellie happens, and she sees all the scars on her back. And this is where Ellie tells Dina what happened at the hospital and Joel killing all those soldiers just to save her, and that there could have been a cure. And also that Abby's father was the doctor. And I don't think Dina knows that stuff at this point. I'm sure that Dina in the game has no clue about that stuff at this point. She might do, I don't know. But if not, then that is atrocious. I can't even lie, I don't really remember what happens next, but I've put Dina turns over annoyed, and then Jesse's annoyed at Ellie. But Jesse's annoyed at Ellie for the entire episode, and thank God for it. He's the only one with sense in this episode. Dina then gives Ellie a good luck charm or a good luck bracelet, and she side-eyes Jesse. Why not? Then we go to Jesse and Ellie walking right out in the open in the middle of this goddamn war zone, and Jesse guesses that Dina is pregnant because she's never turned away a drink before in her life. Alcoholic mother. And obviously Jesse then gets very annoyed that he, a future father, is in this war zone because of Ellie, and also that the woman carrying the baby is also there because of Ellie. This man is so based in this episode. And one of the problems that is in this episode is that they don't talk like they're friends. They talk far more like they've just been working together for a long time, and that it's kind of just things that they do. It's just general chit-chat that they've only ever been and not actually been friends. Because in the game, it's very much an understanding. It also happens in the theatre, not just walking about in a war zone. And it's very straightforward on Jesse asking her, is Dina pregnant? And Ellie goes, yeah. Not all this Jesse guessing bullshit and Ellie going, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Piss off. And it's the exact same situation when they both split off from each other, just it makes less sense because of the fact that it's Tommy also going after Abby as well. And Ellie uses that as an excuse to be able to go after Abby, and not just it's either Tommy or Abby. But carrying on, they both then hide from this group of 6 wolves. I think it's taking away this Seraphite, obviously, and Ellie then tries to go after them, and Jesse stops her and is like, the fuck are you doing? You can't 1v6 these people. Like, bro actually has a brain. He's like, you ain't 6v1ing, especially your tiny little ass. Also saying that it's not our war. Well done. A absolute monsoon typhoon omega storm decides to happen, and we see this little scene where Isaac says Abby was supposed to be the next leader after him. Jesse then says he loves Dina, but not like Ellie. Can't lie, I don't have a bloody clue what this means. Jesse then talks about a girl that came with a group that came to Jackson for 2 weeks and then left after that period. And in this time, he fell in love with the girl, but after these 2 weeks, their group left and her along with them. And Jesse was asked to come along with them, but he said no because he felt he had a responsibility to Jackson and it was his duty because he'd grown up there and he just felt he had a responsibility to stay in Jackson. And he also says he couldn't have saved Ellie in all those multiple situations if he hadn't have stayed. And then in the next few scenes, I've put that it gives me kind of Call of Duty Ghost vibes, where they look back to their old mansion or their old house and they go back to the city and you're looking out and it's just absolutely desolate. Just reminded me a little bit of that. And like I mentioned previously, this is where the choice of either Tommy or Abby happens. But in the game, it's far less black and white in the sense that it's not just Tommy or Abby, it's get Abby, you stop Tommy from trying to get to Abby, or just help Tommy where he's at now. Either way, you're helping Tommy. Ellie then says something so stupid. She says to Jesse, you don't know that's him. Obviously, it's going to be Tommy, the one dude with a gun. Seraphites, from what I know, don't really fucking use guns. And from what they've shown, don't use guns. Tommy's the only other dude there, and his rifle is probably the only rifle of its kind, and Jesse and Ellie can tell which rifle that goddamn is. So stupid. Of course it's him. Dickheads. Jesse then tells Ellie that he voted no to going and finding Abby and the group. And Jesse kind of just explains that he's all for Jackson, all about the community. And then Ellie retorts by saying Joel was her community and that's why she's so vengeful. Which is an alright line, I guess, but it just makes Jesse out to be very much of like a do-gooder, uptighty sort of character. Which morally in the game I think he kind of is, but it's not as full frontish as what they do in the show. In the game, I don't think it's as on the nose as it is in the show. The weather gets absolutely mental in this, same as in the game, just absolutely mad with rain. We then see Isaac taking all these goddamn, like, they look like SS boats, can't lie, multiple of these heading in a certain direction away from into the water. Ellie then steals one of the docked boats and heads out straight into the eye of the storm to do a Dexter. She then predictably gets flipped by a wave. Who could have seen that coming, eh? And she then swims to the beach. She fell off and you couldn't see basically where the rest of the land was. How the hell did she swim that far? Especially this version of Ellie. Not a goddamn chance she swam that far. In the game, it's hard enough as it is to believe that she swam that far in the first place. But here it's like, it's even less so. Because not a chance she made it that far. She goddamn drowned. And as she washes up ashore, the Seraphites then managed to take her. The next bit is then so dumb and what did it add to the plot? I don't even know. Because the Seraphites then almost disembowel her in their little ritual, but Isaac and the U-boats must have attacked the village at the exact same time. How coincidental. And the Seraphites just drop her and let her go. The dude that was hanging her from the back of the tree could have literally just slammed a nail into it, kept her hanging there, till they sorted out what was ever happening in the village. It makes absolutely no sense that they didn't just either quickly do the ritual or just kept her hanging there. She was there the entire time. Why would you let her go? Or they would have literally just hanged her. Just pulled it up tighter and just left her. It's just stupid. She then takes the boat out again. Getting flipped once didn't seem to be enough for her. And then she sees bombs going off from behind her after she's gone. After. I've written that she would not be able to climb a roof that wet because when she gets up there, it's so wet and it's absolutely pissing it down. Not a chance you could reliably climb something as fast as she did. She then finds Mel and Owen and then she confronts them and she, not gonna lie, in this scene, she looks like an absolute crackhead. I mean, on one hand, in a scene like this, you're wet, you're bruised and battered, you've been through so much, you've swam 500 miles, which you physically can't do, and you've just decided, fuck all that, I'm here for your ass. And then on the other hand, whereas you've gone from pissed off, driven and angry, you go to looking like an angry paper towel, which then got flushed down the toilet, because she looked off it. In no situation, even if she was pointing a gun at me, would I be intimidated by this lass. And this next scene is both hard to watch for 100 reasons and happens in an even shitter way. Ellie then shoots one bullet as an accidental reaction to Owen drawing his gun, and it kills both of them. One bullet, I know, can happen, but Jesus Christ. And then this next bit is literally inconceivable. Mel is still alive by this point, reveals that she's pregnant, tells Ellie to at least try save the baby because she thinks she's a goner anyway. And then Ellie just gets on top of her, cries, flapping their arms going, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Cut it out to her. Just turn her into fresh sashimi. Get cutting in there and just hope for the goddamn best. But no, because she'd been flapping for so long and going, oh, I don't know what to do. Mel dies. The baby might still be savable by this point. But she just decides, oh, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do. Pulls it back over, goes, leave it. And just lets the baby die. What the fuck? Tommy and Jesse then find her sat, traumatized. Your fault. Tommy and Jesse then start planning a way out, and Tommy comforts Ellie by saying, well, Mel and Owen were part of the group that killed Joel. Not much of a goddamn comfort, to be honest, mate. And then at this point, Ellie says she'll make her peace with Abby living just so they can all get out of there. Ellie then kind of questions Jesse as to why he came back, and Jesse basically responds by saying, well, you do the same for me. I mean, it's just adding to the fact that these ain't friends. They're just adding this onto it. It's like you have duties for each other. Whereas in the game, it's very much like, I'm your friend, I'm going to save you. That's what we do. Whereas here, it's kind of like playing to Jesse's sense of duty and his responsibility to things, not actually being friends or a deep social human being. And this is where we get to nearing the end of the episode, and Tommy is attacked by Abby. And don't ask me how some 5'3" white woman can take on some 5'10", 5'11" gunslinger leader of a town Hispanic. Don't ask me how that math equates. I dare you to say sneak attack. I dare you. And this scene is basically exactly the same as it is in the game, where they both run through, Jesse gets shot by Abby, and Ellie's ducking down and goes, oh fuck. And then Ellie just absolutely splurges absolutely everything out. She's so much more guilty and empathetic, kind of, I guess. I'd just call it uncontrolled. She's just not at all that cautious, like silent, almost just killer, basically. And she just splurges out that it was her that killed her friends, not Tommy, and that she knows that it's her dad that's the doctor, and it was also Joel that saved her, and it's her that she wants. So it's just kind of like trying to collect like these empathy points from the audience, and I don't like it. And then Abby then repeats, we let you live, which she did, and then she shoots at Ellie, and an actual shot does fire, which doesn't happen in the game. There isn't an actual sound of the shooting, which it does in this. So Ellie might be dead, so we then see Abby waking up and looking out onto this massive big old green screen, and the words day one appear, and that is the end of the episode. So, Abby season incoming. Fasten your seatbelts. So yeah, that's what happens, and God, it wasn't a good watch. I just can't believe that you have such a clear cut blueprint and you just decide to dye it green for no reason. Like the schematics and stuff, they're all the same. You can still read that shit. It's just a completely different colour because you've just changed it for the point of changing it. And that you have something against the colour blue for some reason. Damn creative racists. So yeah, I think summarising my thoughts in this episode, I think Jesse was the best character in this episode by 10 trillion miles. Even if his morality is incredibly strong in this, where I'm a do-gooder, I do this for Jackson, only for Jackson, I give you these examples of I've always done these things for Jackson and will keep doing these things for Jackson. It's at least a directive. It's not like Ellie or Dina, where it's like you're muddled up on what the fuck you're doing and why you're doing it. And when you take out aspects where she's accidentally, reactionarily reacting and killing Mel and Owen, it's like, what the hell are you doing? You're just taking away reasons for her to get revenge against Abby. What the hell are you going to do near the end of the game when that shit happens, where she's travelling across God knows where to try and find this bitch? It's just wank. I cannot tell you how pissed off I am. No Tommy rampage. None. Nothing. Not a slight, not a whisper. Nothing. You've turned some revenged, brotherly, rampaging badass into some just wet wipe of a leader and just basically just a normal hunter that can kill people sometimes. And that one detail changes all the reasons why they're there. And it's even worse in the fact that the reasoning is all convoluted in the fact that it's now Ellie is the centre point of her trying to get to Abby instead of Ellie running after Tommy and catching up with him to then get Abby. It's now Tommy stopping Ellie, and it's It's so, just makes you want to drop kick yourself. And I also think it's a really dumb place to actually end a finale. Like, just from a TV show point of view, if you're watching this for the first time just for, oh, I like the show, it's a good show, you've just left the audience asking very dumb questions. It's all well and good ending on a cliffhanger and the audience is actually thinking about, ooh, that could be cool, that couldn't be cool. Because now you're going to have people wondering why the hell Abby is the main character of season 3. And I don't know how they're going to maintain ratings in the next season when there's a completely new character that you're following. Especially when they haven't really done anything with Abby up until this point. You're basically restarting an entirely new show. Or it's kind of like Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead, where two simultaneous shows happening at the same point, just in completely different locations and like timelines. Not timelines, because they're at the same point. So I reckon the next season is going to really, really struggle. But yeah, as a complete overview, I thought the decisions made, the changes made, Mel, Owen, Ellie's just morality and character, completely muddled, jumbled, dumb. Jesse was the best character by far. Tommy, didn't even see the dude, honestly. Probably the man I was most excited to see this season just fuck shit up. Didn't even happen. And taking him away takes away fucking basically everything that happens in Seattle. So yeah, let me know what you thought. Let me know what was shit and what was more shit. Let me know the goods that you liked, maybe. And yeah, thank you for watching. It didn't even feel like a finale. I can't even lie. You just end it and it's kind of like, oh, what's next? It felt more like a mid-season finale. Or the episode before a mid-season finale. It was just trash, wasn't it? It was just shit. And the people defending it, it's like, you just don't understand that the game perfected the way the story was told. And they're just telling it in a shitter way. And it really is as simple as that. The game perfectly told all the aspects of the story. People didn't like some of the decisions per se, but the way those decisions were told was in a perfect format. So yeah, if you did like this video, please go like and subscribe. Go watch my other videos as well. I'm very annoyed that I did not turn my audio on for this recording. Oh, I'm so thick. But yeah, thank you for watching and bye.